TAN Talk Radio Network.
It's 7 o'clock. It's Thursday night. I'm Mac James, stand-up comic, and it's time to stand up for news. Hey, welcome back, everybody. This is Stand Up for News. I am Mac James, James Esterline, your host. I'm a stand-up comic. We are stand-up comics, and we stand up for news because the news, it was born without any legs, you know. It's in a wheelchair all the time, and someone's got to stand up for the news. Here's my co-host, Robin Savage. Say hello, Robin.
Hello, everyone out there in Radio Land.
Welcome back.
Hey.
My other co-host over here, Captain Jim Marvin, stand-up comedian. Say hello.
Ahoy, mateys. Hope you're enjoying ice being out there.
And my other dear friend and stand-up comedian, Manny Avila. Say hello.
Hola.
Okay. What's that mean? What's that?
It means ketchup in Spanish.
Ketchup?
Can I have some more hola on
Can I
that?
have some extra hola? We have a very special guest, stand-up comedian, Stephen McTowley. Say hello, Stephen.
How's it going?
Hey.
Thanks for having me on the show.
And we have some other drop-in guests over here, reoccurring guests on our show. Say hello. I can't see you. There he is, Stefano Capicado.
Hey, what it do? What it do?
And you brought a friend with you. Do you want to introduce him? Or
Hey,
do you want me to? Matthew Murray. Say hello, Matt.
Hey.
Welcome to the show. First time on the radio. We appreciate you coming in. We're going to have some fun.
Looks like we got two Matts on the show tonight.
Yeah, and,
Him and me.
producer Matt.
What's the matter with us?
I've been trying to figure that out myself.
That's a lot of teas. All right, so let's do our little short interview. We like to do a little interview. So, Stephen McTowley, what made you decide to get into stand-up comedy?
It's a fun question. I've always liked making people laugh. I've always wanted to do this for like 10 years. Laughing has got me out of like depression and shit or stuff. My bad.
All right. Well, this is off to a great start. I gotta say.
But anyways, I just love making people laugh. And like,
I like your shirt. It's the Knock and Boot Saloon.
Yeah, that's what we're going to be.
Yes, he did say shirt. He said shirt, folks.
Thank you. New shirt. Knock and Boot Saloon is a new place we're going to start doing, which is a big announcement I was going to say tonight. Our new bi-weekly open mic will be at Knock and Boot Saloon starting the 24th. Thanks to Steve looking out for us.
Yeah, no problem.
We won't be going back to Birdies then unless they want to do a bi-weekly. Bi-weekly means every other week, right?
Alternating,
It's not like a week that has intercourse with or is attracted to weeks of the same sex and the opposite sex of weeks, I'm assuming.
Thank you for clarifying that. I used to get paid bi-weekly.
That was especially for you.
Manny was really curious about that one.
Yeah. It was in my notes. I was like, ask what bi-weekly means.
So you see in America,
Well, I
Manny.
Hola.
All right, so Steven. All right, so where did you do your first set in comedy? Where was that
I was
at?
with you guys at Birdies.
I know. I'm just.
wow.
I gotta ask.
All right.
How'd that go?
It went good.
We popped your sherry in a smoking-only bar. This is
Yeah, it was
You're not allowed to be there.
It's a lot worse.
You survived the honky tonk.
It's a lot worse than the way I lost my virginity. That's for sure.
We had fun there at Birdies. We aren't going to probably be going back because now we have another show on the same night that Birdies wanted us. They said they'd be asking us to come back, and unless they go on a different night or they want to do the other week of the month, a bi-weekly, 2 weeks of the month, whatever. So how did that set go?
It went good. I mean, I made it up off the top of my head because I left my phone at home, so I didn't have any of my notes.
Oh, you got to practice that stuff. So how many? That's why I had to practice.
Yeah,
But
I
I
sold
took
it.
notes on stage my first time. All right, so tonight we're gonna go right to Soggy Bottom Brewery and do some more open mics, and we got you signed up, Steve. Everybody else here, Steve, Stefano's gonna be up on stage.
Oh, nice,
You
nice.
boys are coming, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good. All right, so what we like to do first is we like to get right into the standing up for the news, you guys. The news can't stand up for itself. Did you know that?
No.
It was born without any legs. It's in a wheelchair all the time. Like if some bully comes and tries shaking down the news calls us.
That would
Right
explain the crutches I saw outside.
Yes. Right here at 727-441-3000, you guys. So
Think of the news as a Make-A-Wish
727,
kid
you
and
wanna
we're
call
John
in?
Cena.
Trade
stand up
Carr's
for it.
probably out there. He's going to call in and talk about how Seminoles lost or something they shouldn't have. I don't think he has that argument with Georgia, right?
I don't know. He's going to be very drunk on the line if that's the case.
Georgia smushed them. They sat 14 starters, decided not to play. Because them Florida Seminoles, they got so much pride in their school and their team and their teammates and love for to represent that they sat out and got completely creamed. What was it, 62 to
63-3, Georgia blasted Florida State.
I never
That's sad.
I don't watch collegiate sports because I've never been allowed into a college. So
That's all right.
I feel like it's
Not even to mow the lawn.
We did have some fun at those college parties in Ann Arbor when I grew up in Michigan. But yeah, I think that those guys should have played. Since everybody's like, oh, they could have beat, any of the teams in the top 4. They were undefeated too, but clearly they didn't want to prove anybody wrong. They just went out, sat on the bench, or I don't even know. Did those starters that sat out even go to the game? I don't know.
They were at the stadium. They just didn't play.
It's ridiculous. Sorry. But, go blue. In the news, the Michigan Wolverines have won the NCAA championship. Sorry, Trey Carr. It wasn't Florida State Seminoles. Go blue.
Yeah.
All right. I'm the only one here that cares, huh?
Well, I mean, when you grow up,
I don't care if you don't
Well, you're in Michigan, man. It was your first title in what, 25 years? You haven't won since 97.
Yeah, since I was in.
you have the Lions, so I don't blame you for trying to grab onto any kind of winning organization.
Oh yeah, we have the Red Wings with 11 Stanley Cups too. You didn't know about that?
Yeah, but the Red Wings haven't won or been in the finals since 2009.
Yeah, Matt. Thank you, Matt.
But yeah, but my problem is I'm an Islander fan. I haven't
Back me up.
seen my team in the finals in my lifetime. So
They've been in the playoffs 25 straight seasons, and that ended like 6-7 years ago. So I don't know if anybody else can claim they've been to the playoffs 25 years in a row. Not
All
any
this
team
sports
can
talk.
claim that.
I don't think James's vagina has been this dry in quite some time.
I know you guys are not scoring with me tonight.
We're not going to do the news first. We're going to do sports with our producer Matt first, since you guys have such a problem with sports.
We'll do Sally on sports later. Let's get to the news.
I was trying to rub in their faces. All right, a kitty cat was found living in a factory 300 yards from its home last week after being gone missing for 7 years. You guys hear about that? Yeah, when it was returned after they finally were. It was a factory cat for 7 years. The factory owners finally took it to get scanned for it, found the chip, and then they found the real owner living 300 yards from the factory. The owner is now rehoming the cat.
Oh.
Not giving it back to the factory guy. She went and found another owner. Isn't that sad? Yeah, the cat said, in quote, they did have a dog, but my owner was the actual real bitch. Why would you make him go back to that
I
situation?
know, a dirt owner. I know.
Poor kitty cat.
As someone
Like
who's
Jim said, it's a catastrophe.
As someone whose father left and also came back 7 years later, I think I have some authority to speak.
Well, too bad they didn't chip your dad there, bud.
We also found a new home and
New family in a factory somewhere.
what?
What kind of factory? They probably didn't make razors in that factory.
They made VHS cardboard covers. For,
Are they still doing hot business or what?
So
Johnny
weird.
Pneumatic, a lot of porn.
Johnny Pneumatic is underrated.
It is an underrated sci-fi movie.
Anybody seen that movie besides me and Manny here?
Anybody else had UPN in the 90s?
I've only known about every third word that people are saying today. I don't know that movie. I don't know
Wolverine.
Those mushrooms are kicking in. She's like, was there a new MCU movie?
Matt was two of those words.
Both Matts. All right, Robin, what do you have for the news?
Okay, a 26-year-old Englishman was sentenced for fraud after trying to sell a walking stick on eBay that he claimed was used by Queen Elizabeth II. Authorities grew suspicious when they noticed that the stick had a label that said "Made in China."
She was a diplomat. She might have some relations there.
All right, that's standing up for the news. Stephen McTally, you got a news story to stand up for?
Little news and a little history.
Oh,
Today's
we're
the
not doing
anniversary.
history yet. We have a segment.
They play
for that.
into
We'll go
each
ahead
other.
and do some news.
We heard about the Boeing airline, the door popping off.
Oh yeah.
No.
Well, I was thinking like Amelia Earhart, she flew over for the first time today in 1935.
Oh.
Do you think her door popped off?
Well, that plane landed safely, so probably not.
No, it went
They both
missing,
landed
didn't it?
safely.
Or the new one did.
Yeah, somehow. I
Yeah,
thought
like
every
16,000 feet too.
movie I ever saw, once the door comes off, everyone dies and blows
Everybody
out.
gets sucked out.
You know how frightening it must have been just sitting next to the door the whole time. It's like, is it landing, Sam? Is it landing? It's been horrible.
Where am I gonna get those pretzels?
It was Alaskan Airlines, so it was really cold air up there.
It's okay because they offered everybody a $6 voucher at the airport, so they made up for it.
Stefano, you have some news. I'm going to have you right after Steven. So go ahead and tell us some news, Stefano. I heard some of it the other night. We were at your room, Ordinance 1.
Yeah, man. Gen Z is now trying to get the thumb up emoji banned. You guys hear about this? They want the thumb up emoji banned. I guess it's hostile and passive aggressive. Yeah, so now whenever you're texting a Gen Z person, just send them over the middle finger emoji. That's a little bit better.
I do all the time.
My daughter's a Gen Z. I'll start with her.
Dad of the year there. Okay, the president's son, Hunter Biden, surprised lawmakers yesterday by showing up at a House debate on whether to hold him in contempt of Congress for not appearing for a deposition. When Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene took the mic, he made a swift exit from the chambers. That's pretty gutsy. It's like your parents saying they need to discuss how they're going to punish you for not answering some of their questions, but you walk into the room to listen to them talking about you. Then when your annoying sister tries to put in her 2 cents, you storm out of the room so she can't have the satisfaction of making you hear what she has to say. At least that's how I think families work. I grew up on a Norwegian cargo ship that transported pickled herring and pallets full of the Nordic sense of superiority. Explains a lot, doesn't it?
Again, I'm only understanding every third word.
She only got the 3rd chapter of that audiobook you read.
I told you to eat one gummy, not the whole bag, Mom. Not one bag, Mom.
Robin, are you hard of hearing?
All right, in Arizona, a pet goat was rescued from a homeowner's rooftop. And I think the homeowners should get in trouble. They should get arrested for getting their pet goat so high. That was really stupid, guys. Low-hanging fruit today, what'd I tell you?
Tom Brady get on the roof.
Yeah, I don't know how to get up there. I didn't read the article. I just
I
made it all up.
Let me take these off. Miami Zoo Miami announces the birth of 2 baby sloth cubs. Did you guys hear about that?
No.
Oh, they're so cute too. Yeah, but they don't like their new names that they were given, Chunk and Baby Ruth. Yeah. When they were asked, they quoted saying, "Hey, you guys!" Remember that movie? Goonie joke. All right, Mom, your turn.
Coal miners in North Dakota unearthed the tusk of a woolly mammoth. It was 7 feet long and had been buried for thousands of years. The coal miners also found an acorn next to it that was thought to belong to the mammoth's best friend, a prehistoric squirrel named Scrat. Remember that movie? Yeah. Ice Age? No,
I get it.
Send me on my way.
I couldn't understand 30% of what you said either. So
All right, Stephen McTowley, your turn.
So on New Year's Eve in Miami, they had hundreds of cops respond to what they said was aliens or teenagers fighting. But I heard at the end they actually arrested the 4 aliens that started the fight.
Listen, 3 of those aliens were my family members. Okay? They did not start the fight.
My
That's
condolences.
where that factory your dad lives at. It's in Miami. All right, Stefano.
All right, I got more Gen Z news. So in the cyber world or the metaverse, there was a first a report of a assault. Gen Z
It was
female.
like a sexual assault, right?
Yeah, I think it was a sexual
I heard
assault.
this bit. It was we can say rape. It was a rape.
Yeah, it
They
was a
call it
rape.
cyber rape.
It was a cyber rape on the Gen Z whatever world that do the metaverse, right? And they couldn't. The girl called the police. She said it was brutal. It caused her inconvenience. She needs therapy now, and all the police could find was a bunch of chats with a bunch of thumb up emojis sent to her.
Nice callback.
All right, Captain Jim Marvin.
Okay, over the weekend, Georgia Congresswoman and part-time butternut squash Marjorie Taylor Greene traveled around Florida hosting signings for her tell-all book MTG, which hit shelves on November 21st, but no one showed up to her book signing event. Reports of the empty signings for MTG's book led our stand-up for news and philosopher Chill Bra to pose an existential question. If a right-wing whack job wingnut holds a signing for her book and no one is there to read it, did she really write a book? That's deep, bro.
Good one, Ace Williams. Good one. It was very funny.
You're dressed like you wrote that joke.
I thought that she was kind of attractive, and Jim went on a 5-minute rant about how unattractive she is. FGT.
She didn't really write her book, man. How attractive could she be, man? She made it all up. All right, and
I'm just
Meerkat
kidding. She's not.
escaped a petting zoo in London, England this past week. But it's okay because they were just filming a new movie, Timon's Prison Escape. That's silly. But no, seriously, as soon as the meerkat realized that he was in England when he escaped, he went right back voluntarily into captivity. The food's a lot better in prison, I think.
Well, if it's anything like
All right, this is,
cooking at my home.
I did not write these jokes 2 minutes before I got on air. I
I was going to say, and then the meerkats probably had better teeth. I don't know. England joke.
This is very true.
Is this like a cat that like reflects? It's a reflection to other.
Oh, a meerkat?
Yeah. What are you talking about? It looks in the mirror.
I think so. I think that's exactly what they do.
An Indian man, age 42, breaks a world record for punching a punching bag for 55 hours and 15 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, I think they just disregarded the fact that Pam used me for a punching bag for the past 30 years.
Sorry,
I didn't so hard there, Manny.
That's fine.
It's a personal thing. It hurts. All right. My Robin.
On that note,
Just kidding.
over 130,000 pounds of turkey kielbasa sold nationwide has been recalled from possible contamination of bone fragments. One grocer told the Stand Up for News food inspection reporter, blood sausage should be eaten if the blood is not part of the consumer's throat.
Oh, wow. It's like a dark turn, Robin.
My sausage is my bone. I don't know what the problem here is.
Jesus, Robin, come on. This is a Christian station.
Yeah, Conservative Christian Network here. Stand Up for News.
Send it
Clap,
to
clap.
us. I actually didn't write enough stuff.
Oh, what do you say? The details.
All right.
Remember, you told me to send it to you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, your turn.
All right. I don't really have anything else, honestly.
We can do a knock-knock joke. That's fine. That's
Who's
fine.
there?
All right, knock, knock.
Who's there?
Michigan.
Michigan.
Michigan
Who?
won.
Go blue.
All right, well, that, you were
knock,
right
man.
about not having any jokes.
Yeah.
Knock, knock, man.
Who's there?
Cindy Lou.
Cindy Lou who?
Lucky guess. Welcome to Whoville.
Oh, yeah. I thought that was a racist Asian joke. I
Are
said
you
Lou
laughing
who.
at that, man? Knock, knock, Jim.
Who's there?
Madam.
Madam who?
My damn foot's stuck in the door. Open up. I could do this all day.
I got no knock.
Oh, it doesn't have to be a knock knock. We're not doing the knock knock segment. All right. But our next segment we're going to do right now is called, and it's Captain Jim's little game show we do called Where
In the world is Captain Jim's semen?
Where in the world are your seamen today, Captain Jim?
All right. Thank you for asking. All right. So for those of you who haven't played with us in studio, I'm going to ask news-related questions, and I'm going to give you multiple choices about where my semen are. Now, when I say that, I'm talking about the professional sailors who join me aboard the boat. So please don't get the wrong idea about what I'm referencing, guys.
And you've been talking about this whole time?
That's what I've been talking about this whole
Why
time.
didn't you say that the first show?
Well, because you keep thinking anyway.
This is going to drag.
Come on.
Everyone can play, and there are the points, and there's an amazing prize at the end of it. All right.
Think you're semen?
So, my first question. My semen are in this southern U.S. border state. And tell me that the mayor of New York City has filed a lawsuit against charter bus companies that transported migrants to New York City from this state. Are my semen in A, Texas, B, New Mexico, or C, Arizona?
That's how Manny got to New York.
Yeah, considering that I was on the bus from New Mexico.
No, it's regular Texas, right? Texas. I'm going with that one.
All right, you're going, Robin.
I'm going with Texas.
Okay.
I was going to say Texas, but since they said it, I'll go Arizona.
Okay. Manny, what was your?
I'm going with New Mexico.
Okay.
And I'll go Texas.
All right.
New Mexico too.
Wait, you put an X next to mine, so I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Texas.
Cheater. Cheated, bro.
It was definitely Texas, guys.
Yes, thank you. Since you're reading from the script, my semen are in fact in A, Texas. New York City Mayor Eric Adams has filed a lawsuit for $700 million against a dozen charter bus companies that transported migrants from Texas to New York City. Texas Governor Greg Abbott, who authorized busing the migrants to New York, said in response to the lawsuit, quote, vote, it's clear that Mayor Adams knows nothing about the Commerce Clause or about the constitutional right to travel. Meanwhile, multiple counties and municipalities in Texas have passed bans criminalizing the transportation of pregnant women to other states to obtain an abortion. New York City Mayor Adams noted the contradiction at a press conference where he sang out, "The hypocrisy on the right shines big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas."
I'm not nearly wide enough to know those lyrics.
That song was an abortion.
Neither am I.
Well, apparently, I'm not wet enough either because I've never heard that before.
It's on the Pee Wee Herman movie, remember?
Don't worry, Manny. We'll take care of your deprogramming later. Okay. So that's 1 point each to James, Robin, and Matt. Okay, coming up, second question. My seamen are on the Pacific coast of the U.S. and tell me that an old wooden boat that became an Instagram star called the Inverness Shipwreck is apparently running out of time as it rots on a shoreline in this West Coast state. Are my seamen in A, Alaska, B, Washington State, or C, California? What does everybody think?
In California.
I'll say Washington.
I'm going to go crazy and say Alaska.
I'm with Robin. I'll go Washington.
I'll go Alaska.
I guess I'll pick Washington. Jim?
Stefan, what was your answer?
California.
All right. Stefan
This
is
is how Manny got
the
through
winner.
middle
My
school.
seamen are in C, California.
Oh,
California's Inverness Shipwreck was built in the 1940s for transportation and fishing before it was abandoned years ago along the Point Reyes National Seashore in California. It became a tourist draw with over 5,000 images being posted online on Instagram. I don't know how to use that. Recent storms have significantly deteriorated the vessel, and the National Park Service plans to remove it. My seamen quote Park Service officials as saying that the wreck is one of the few along the California coast that did not occur under the command of one Captain Jim Marvin. Wait, you mutinous dogs, I'll give you 30 lashes for that each and make you watch Manny's plank. Okay, so we've got 1 point each for almost everybody except for Manny and Steve. You got one more chance to catch up here.
I'm happy
Well,
that,
yeah,
I can't,
three,
that
don't
I'm
we?
bad at tracking down your semen.
It's the third question, James.
I can't count. Thanks, Matt. I'm trying to block Trey Carr here. He's making comments about my Michigan Wolverines, Desmond Howard jersey. Go blue.
What you call it and say to her face?
Yeah, call and say to my ear.
All right, third question. Here's the tiebreaker. My seamen are in this U.S. Gulf Coast state and tell me that during the second inaugural address, the governor of the state says he wants to curb the trend of young people leaving to pursue careers elsewhere. Young people are leaving the state. Are my seamen in A, Alabama, B, Mississippi, or C, Louisiana?
Probably not Alabama. I'll say Louisiana.
Louisiana.
All right.
I think Mississippi, maybe.
Okay.
I'm going to go Bama.
Hey.
All right.
Louisiana.
I'll go Bama.
Manny, are you cheating
right.
still?
Manny's still cheating.
Oh, you're out. Doesn't mean you're not going to cheat.
Right, let's put it this way. Manny's the Eddie Guerrero of this table. If he's not cheating, he's not trying.
I thought you meant because he's Hispanic.
No. James took that there. I didn't.
There's a lot of heels that aren't so Mexican you could have won with. You know?
All right. Manny, your answer.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
I'm gonna go with
cheating.
Bedrock.
Bedrock is not it. The answer is Mississippi. Mississippi Republican Governor Tate Reeves used the theme, quote, Mississippi forever on Tuesday as he was inaugurated for a second term, saying, quote, for too many decades, Mississippi's most valuable export has not been our cotton or even our culture. It's been our kids. A problematic quote within itself. But experts claim that the state loses many of its young people due to its education system being ranked close to the bottom in the nation, its harsh abortion laws, and the dating pool for young people depends only on the size of their immediate family.
That makes sense. And there's a shortage of children, so that's why you're bringing your semen over.
Not that type of semen, Manny. All right, with 2 points, Robin is our winner this week, and from the WTAN surprise prize Vault. Hey, coupon book. I found out in the lobby.
An anti-drug pamphlet.
Robin, stay off drugs for crying out loud.
Jake Colligan left those things. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, well,
I kind of wish Dick would call again.
well, we don't have that, but we do have our man on our street. Scott Patrick's on the phone.
Yes.
Scott Patrick!
And it
Great
also happens
Scott.
to be that time for our segment, Man on the Street, Scott Patrick.
Scott Patrick.
What did he say?
You insult the poor man, for God's sake. Get it together, James.
So sorry. I'm not having a good day. Scott Patrick, stand-up comedian. He could be on any street, not just the street, a man on a street. What street are you on today, Scott Patrick?
Well, today I'm actually on Mucky Road. Okay? It's in Frankfort, New York. Because today is National Milk Day. And I went right to the prostate. I call it, the funny thing is Frankfort is actually what I call my prostate. But they actually produce over 15 billion pounds of milk annually, which makes me question where the milk comes from, especially when they have a place called the Finger Lake.
Has any of your semen been to the Finger Lake?
It's filled with it.
All right, Scott Patrick. Did you bring some news to stand up for as well, as usual?
Yeah, I bought quite a few, actually.
All right. Good.
So where do I start here? So 92-year-old Utah woman was named the world's oldest water skier, which, if you ask me, is the craziest thing I've heard a woman do to get that badge wet again.
That's funny.
Why don't you give him the whistle then, Manny, if it's so funny?
Yes, sir.
Joke of the day whistle. Oh, I got one for you, Scott, and then I'm going to let you tell the rest. All right, a 10-foot alien was spotted down there in Miami. We talked about it earlier. Did you hear about that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that alien Rodriguez guy, that kid must have had a real growth spurt. You related to him, Manny?
And that is, and I'm getting offended that you keep referring to my relatives as aliens.
Sorry. His name was Elian. That's the joke. It's a play on alien. I'm not saying. Well, he was actually not supposed to be in the country, right? That Janet Reno kicked him out, right?
You talking about Elian Gonzalez, that guy?
Did I say right? I meant Gonzalez.
That's okay.
It's all the same.
Oh.
It's all racist.
It's all the same racism.
It's different levels of racism. We just don't want to reach that kind of racism.
I like wrote his last name correctly.
Ever since Matt called me Eddie Guerrero, everything's been going down.
Oh, I didn't say you were Eddie Guerrero. I said you were channeling Eddie Guerrero. There's a big difference.
Guerrero.
Hey, his sex life is his business there, Matt.
I didn't want cheating over there.
Hey, if he's not cheating, he's not trying.
Exactly. Lie, steal, and cheat.
You sound like the IRS agent I spoke to last week.
All right, Scott Patrick, what do you got for us?
Well, staying on topic, a deer was rescued from a frozen pond in New Hampshire, which, I have a feeling that if it did speak Spanish, it wouldn't have been trapped by ice in the first place.
Hey, man, there's those Spanish people in New Hampshire. Get out of here.
All right, go ahead, Scott.
All right, so a New York zoo, since I'm in New York, a New York zoo's second giraffe calf has been born, and they named her Pippi, which is funny to me because I call a woman who can deep throat a giraffe. And Pippi is what I birthed out of my zipper.
What I birthed out of my... What a poetic way of making indecent... What a poetic way of, explaining indecent exposure. I like it, birthing my penis out of my zipper.
Any more news for us, Scott?
Yeah, well... Since I was talking about birthing out my zipper, I got a joke about German retail sales fell 2.5%, and they claim it's because of internet sales. Since we're speaking of Microsoft, do you think Germans with micropeens created the word 9 as no, so that they can still say they have 9 inches?
You're giving them way too much credit there, Scott.
Oh, man.
That was good.
Right, the German part of me is offended.
But the French part of me
I'm
is
not
laughing
laughing.
like.
I'm so ashamed of my German heritage. Did you know, Manny, that I always shave this part under my nose first every time I shave?
Pointing at the middle part.
I
of
wanted Matt to know that specifically. This part first.
That was so funny, I forgot to laugh.
It makes you the opposite of Hitler almost. You know, you're like, you're taking Jews out of the oven.
Real tough.
So sorry.
Oh, God.
Let's go backwards. Real tough. Ritla. Mom? Don't look at me like that. All right, Scott. You got any more for us?
If you want me to, I got a few more. You can just put me into the rotation later, or however you want to do it.
Yeah, we'll get you into the rotation then. Mom, go ahead and stand up for some news for us.
Okay, McDonald's is offering a double Big Mac for a limited time. Everything about it is doubled. Double the patties, double the calories, double the chance of an early death.
I got double vision last time I ate one.
One question: do I need a McDonald's app? Or I got to update it.
Oh, Stefano, you sat table kill.
Oh, let's see if I can bring one back, man. Did you guys hear about the burglar that got injured robbing a TV at the TV store? He came in through the roof and landed on a Sharp TV.
I don't know why you have to incriminate me on air.
You played it Technicolor.
All right. Well, go ahead, Captain Jim. Tell us one that's about 7 times longer than that, and that I'm going to lose track of and fake laugh at. Go ahead, Mark. Just for you.
In his quest to pander to whoever will still listen to him, Republican presidential candidate Ron DeSantis is offering out-of-state Jewish students incentives to transfer to Florida colleges. Incentives include scholarships, subsidized student housing, and anti-Semitism in a state with real Nazis. Oh boy, sign me up.
Are there that many Jews in Mississippi?
We're going to overtake everything.
You're already almost there, so
You've stolen our hearts.
all right. A Canadian couple helped rescue a moose from an icy river. Also, like there was one in New Hampshire, I guess, but in Canada, a couple helped rescue a moose that was stuck in an icy river. And I had to apologize to Canada because I don't know what my mom was doing up there. I tried to. This is pretty bad, Mom. I love you. And there's no way she's listening to anything I do. So
Has she ever?
I think that just like moose, your mom is delicious. Not the animal, the chocolate kind.
She's a little more gamey, I think. I'm so sorry. Let's just move on.
This week's episode is brought to you by Manny's mom.
All right, doubling up with the mom joke.
This show comes to you by Manny's mom. And,
You've never seen a moose hoof
I
like
also
this.
come by Manny's mom.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Man,
who?
Manny's mom. How about that one? There you go. Okay. On that note, we'll end it here.
Manny who bombed.
That was Manny Aviles. Sure, class chairman, Dave, glad to meet you.
Okay, I draw the line at Matt making fun of my mom, okay? This
No,
is
I said
where
that
our
was
line
Manny
is.
Aviles, not Manny's mom.
I'm joking.
Oh my goodness. Robin,
Oh, okay.
I think. Yeah.
Republican governors in 15 states have rejected summer food money for kids. This would have provided food assistance to hungry children during the summer months. Many are blaming this on the GOP's. Hold on, because this is going to be. Okay, I'm going to try again because this is a good one. Many are, I can't read my own writing. I was like, oh, it's a good one. Many are blaming this on the GOP's defeatist attitude, meaning defeatist is all they really care about.
They've given those kids a song from Greece that they can sing to overcome their hunger pains called Summer Starving.
What the heck is going on around here? Scott Patrick, your turn.
All right. In Canadian news, an Ontario woman's nose has been proven to whistle up to 44.1 decibels. They say when she gives BJ's, people literally take notes.
Oh my goodness. We are like riding the razor's
I think I
edge
hear her
today,
right
Scott.
now.
Oh, Scott, you were on the edge of it today. You're going to get us kicked off the
We're
air.
on the edge of an icy lake.
Thank you. Today is
Chased down by
actually,
a moose, no less.
yeah, right? Today is our 2-year anniversary, you guys.
Happy birthday.
2 years
to
ago
us.
today, me and Scott Patrick, we sat down in this room right now. Dawn was here too, and it was 2 years ago. So it's our anniversary, bud.
Hey.
That's exciting, man.
You sound excited.
Yeah.
Thank you for starting this thing
Somebody
up
needs to
with
take
me,
us out to dinner.
Scott. I appreciate you, man. You're one of my best friends in the world. Without you, and I don't think I would have done this like this, you know. So, kind of you and me just jamming a few ideas together. Like I said, throwing a bunch of poop at the wall and picking out the corn, and that's what we went with.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's us. Yeah.
Is that why it tastes like that?
You don't like corn? I mean, you're already full of crap.
I like corn on the cob, not corn
I got a cob for you right here.
from
bud.
the mob.
All right, well, it's your turn, so go ahead.
A state
Take your time.
And hurry up.
Sounds like Nirvana. A state Senate committee in the Florida legislature on Wednesday unanimously, thank you, approved two bills to honor the iconic singer Jimmy Buffett, who passed away last summer at the age of 76. One bill would create a specialty license plate with the word Margaritaville that would help Florida law enforcement identify and target drunk drivers. The other bill would rename State Road A1A, which runs along Florida's Atlantic coast, as Jimmy Buffett Memorial Highway. Stand Up for News asked its own resident parrot head, Captain Jim Marvin, about the bills, and he said, quote, "The last thing I want to do in memory of Jimmy Buffett is to be stuck in my car in Boca Raton, wasting away in traffic again on Margaritaville Highway. I'd rather the legislature honor another one of Jimmy's great songs by opening a chain of bar and hardware stores in the state and call them, Why Don't We Get Drunk and Screw?" Then when we leave, they can pull us over for our Margaritaville license plates.
You smell like you just came from
I
Margaritaville.
don't
Jim, I can tell you now, Jim, I give you an A for effort. There wasn't much Nirvana behind that joke, but it smelled like Teen Spirit.
Hey, I don't like that. When it comes to fasteners, I like nut and bolt better. And screwing. All right,
so what's your
go ahead,
girlfriend
buddy.
A toddler from Michigan who was lost in the woods. All right, he was recently found sleeping using his family dog as a pillow. All right. Once the parents arrived, they were beyond elated and enjoyed to be reunited with their dog. They did leave the child behind, but only after giving it a pillow, an actual pillow to sleep on instead of the dog. So there you go.
They gave the dog a pillow to sleep on instead of their child.
Yeah, they left a pillow for the dog.
All right, now it's time for sports with our producer Matt.
All right, so in honor of what James is wearing, this Michigan is coming off a national championship, beating Washington in a title game on Monday.
Yeah.
Part of the reason why Washington had so many problems is because they're like scrambled eggs. They just got beaten.
Maybe they just weren't in shape because they were a little husky.
There is that, but then again, they could have always gotten rocked by a hurricane.
That's a good one, Matt. All right, that's his first segment. I like it.
Nice.
All right, I'm gonna do a little.
Your jokes
bit
are already far funnier than Captain Jim's. You're
much shorter too. Much shorter. That's way shorter.
Hey, that's the way I like it. Short, sweet, and to the point.
okay.
That's what we heard from your girlfriends, too.
Okay.
Don't explain a lot, actually. My two exes will call in next week to verify that.
We
You
know
got
you.
two? You lucky dog.
Are you considering your current girlfriend?
She can count
That's
it.
why she's my current girlfriend, not my ex.
See, that's how that works. Weather, you guys. I am your weatherman, and now it's time for the weather. All right. I'm not sure whether when there's black women sitting at my bar and they say, "All right, Mr. James, all right, I see you," after I tell them a joke, if they really do, or if they're just patronizing me. Do you ever have anyone ever talk to you like that?
I think they're patronizing.
Dude, it's
more.
like daily. I'll tell them a funny joke, and then they're like, "All right, Mr. James, all right."
I hear you,
I don't know why they
James.
gotta
I
call me
hear you.
Mr. James either. I said my name was Bruce Wayne, Playboy billionaire. It says it on my name tag, and then I pull my shirt up, and there's a Batman pin on my shirt. It's pretty funny.
I think that's like when a Southern lady tells you, "Well, bless your heart."
Maybe that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Mr. James.
I had this one guy. He was a World War II vet sitting in my bar. He flew with Roy Rogers. He flew the Liberators over Berlin, dropping bombs, killing Hitler. Yeah, he was sitting in my bar for years. I mean, he'd be like 99 years old if he's still around. His name was Bob. But I was telling a bunch of funny jokes at the bar. They were laughing. Bob never laughs at my jokes. He goes, James, didn't you tell me you went to art school? I said, yeah. He's like, what happened to that? I'm gonna write that down, Bob.
Turns out I can't draw.
Oh no, I can draw.
I know.
Look, I do this tattoo on my leg right here.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, I can draw, but I guess maybe I should have stuck with it. After that comment, Manny.
This Bob will come to the bar and give like Jim or James pencils and watercolors.
Can I get paper? I ran out of napkins to draw on.
This is the worst day of my life.
It's about to get worse.
That's not true. You know, I got to stay positive. You know, tomorrow could be worse, you know. But I live in the now, so this is actually the worst now of my life. This is the worst now of my life.
Only uphill from here.
All right, Scott Patrick, do you have some news for us or weather?
Weather? Yeah, sure. Many known genres of movies are being made now to be culturally awakening. And I don't know what's next. I don't know whether the next Deadpool will be called Gaza or the next X-Men will be trans athletes.
I always thought genre was like Mumra's older jerk brother.
It'll be called X-They.
From
X them. Instead of X-Men, it'll be called X-Them. Ebert and Roper gives it 2 thumbs up, according to Stefano.
All right, Mom, your turn.
Okay, the U.S. failed to track more than $1 billion in military gear given to Ukraine. Coincidentally, there's a lot of tanks and missiles for sale at a nearby Kiev Goodwill.
At killer prices.
Yeah.
All right, so we're doing weather. So you have the clear joke with weather in it. That's how
it can't be about the weather. It has to have the word weather.
Oh, I
whether
got
or
this,
not.
dude.
All right.
Well,
because Jim does not get it. He still talks like
I'm still. Well, there's a low front approaching.
You're ruining it again. Go ahead, Stefan.
I'll rip something right off the top of my head. 2024 had a couple of lists drop, the Epstein list, and the Cat Williams list, and I don't know which one I would rather be on.
Definitely the Epstein list, I can imagine. That's views, I think.
Food company Oscar Mayer wants to hire a dozen hot doggers for year-long full-time jobs driving its iconic 27-foot-long hot dog on wheels. Drivers travel and maintain one of the 6 Wienermobiles, traveling an average of 20,000 miles, visiting more than 20 states, and handing out over 250,000 Wiener whistles during the year, the company says. They also create content for the brand's social media channels. Applicants must be 21 years of age or older, possess a valid driver's license, and harbor absolutely no feelings of inadequacy whatsoever around large phallic symbols. So, Manny, I'm afraid you can't do this one, bro.
I was going to say, of all the conversations, this is the second time I've heard so many wieners come out your mouth. I got a weather one.
Wiener whistle, Jim.
I'll do it, please.
Thank you.
There goes the weather one. After hearing that Matt has 2 ex-girlfriends, I don't know whether or not I should go kill myself or not.
You should. You definitely should.
I got
no question about it, bud.
A non-weather one. So a Boston woman says she fractured her ankle when she slipped on a piece of ham, and she's now suing the ham company. Talk about some ham on ham combat. Now that was very low ranging. But I will say that I'm stunned that this woman actually lost to the meat. She lost that battle to the meat, because I usually beat my meat when I go up against it. Okay, I should have dropped it. I should have dropped it at the ham to ham. That's ham to ham comment right there. So that is.
I slipped on her roast beef when I went to Arby's once. Okay, the hashtag Me Too movement has been popping up in the Star Wars universe galaxy. You guys hear about that? Yeah. I saw some droids even posting on social media, hashtag R2 Me Too. Yeah, they call him the whistleblower. Thank you, man.
I didn't know Harvey Weinstein produced the Star Wars movies.
Is was R2 on the Epstein list?
You don't see Tricky a lot.
Nobody has history partner BB Mate.
Lucas like, yes, R2, we're going to Epstein's Island.
Look, you're down in moment now.
Okay, Mom, your turn.
Okay, I'm just down to history. So can we do history?
Sure.
FICA collaborates with the U.S. Soccer Foundation, giving free soccer game tickets to middle schoolers who took the financial education courses they provided. The founder and soccer enthusiast said, quote, afterwards, teaching the youth about being financially educated is our very best goal.
We still got 7 minutes. Go.
All right, Scott Patrick, your turn. And then we'll do history.
History?
Go,
Okay.
go.
What? Yeah, story or news? History.
News, weather. The history of news, weather.
History of
want,
news and
a
weather
news
here on the
story or-
hours.
A news story or history? What are we doing?
You decide.
All right. Well, I'll go with the story then. A burglar alarm was triggered at an animal rescue by an escaped husky that was seeking snacks. When the cops showed up, the dog was so frightened, the husky was so frightened, he immediately laid on his back so it appeared white.
That's how they lost to the Wolverines.
Oh, my God, he's laughing at that joke.
Yeah. So it was a PTSD induced by it.
All righty. Robin, we are now going to do history and news, laughs from the past. Go ahead and take her away.
Okay, thank you so much. This week in history, January 11th, 1752, Benjamin Franklin founded the first American insurance company. This was followed by the first lobbyist bribing lawmakers with big donations and lavish trips. Lobbyist jokes.
Scott Patrick, history.
All right. A New Zealand mountain climber, Sir Edmund Hillary, was the first to summit Mount Everest. Unfortunately, our generation's Hillary only submits to a guy that visits Epstein's Island.
All right, I don't want to cut out anything, but I want to do, because I think we've covered everything but plugs. Stefano came here and he invited us to his room for the roast Santa Claus I did and yesterday. I want you to go ahead and take your time and go ahead and plug some stuff real quick.
Heck yeah, man. I appreciate you being letting me do this.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, man. You had fun last night. Ordinance 1.
Oh, it was a blast, man.
Yeah,
Great
man.
spot.
Fun, great.
Thank you.
That's every Wednesday, Newport Richie, right on Main at
Yeah.
Ordinance 1.
Yeah, we're kind of an underground location because we don't have a sign in the front of our venue, but we're working on that 2024. But we're there every single Wednesday. And what's kind of cool about it, and I think I do it a little differently than anybody else, is I pick a guest host every week there, and I let that guest host pick features. So the audience is always treated with a completely different show every single week. And then we pick 5 open micers after, and we have a little bit of fun. We do a little surprise games, improv games, and it's gone great. We did the Santa roast, and James was a part of it, and we do it every Wednesday. 8 o'clock ish is what we always say. But the best craft beers in town. What's cool about Ordinance 1 is it's not a brewery; it is a distribution of beers, and that's kind of what we're doing with the comics. Is we're just letting people taste the beers out, just like the comics. And so
You don't brew your own comics?
no. You could just taste a beer like, yeah, I want this beer
You
more
like
often, or you can be like, wow, I never.
You got someone to laugh, Matt. Matthew laughed at you. Somebody laughed at you there, Captain.
Wow, first time ever.
Well, we laugh at you, not at your material sometimes.
Yeah.
All right, and you have another room. You want to plug that one too, right?
Yeah, so I started my comedy company. It's called Scuba's Comedy Dive, and we're starting a new one on Monday nights in Palm Harbor for the Pinellas listeners. It's over there next to Mystic Fish at a brand new venue called Vino and Vibes. It is a wine cocktail bar / craft beer bar too. And what's really cool about them is that they've really dedicated their venue for entertainment, not for drinks. They have a really cool stage, really cool lighting. The microphone sounded crisp and clear, and they want us there every Monday. Kind of the same thing that we do at Ordinance 1, just bringing in different feature comics with open mics. And that will start every Monday at 8 o'clock. And so it's right there and off the Tampa Road in Palm Harbor every Monday night.
If I get cut at work,
Very
usually
cool.
it alternates on Mondays. I will be coming right after work or right after I leave work. So usually I'm there till midnight though. So Robin, it's your turn to plug some stuff. I heard you're part of the festival, the biggest comedy festival in the nation's right here in Tampa Bay, Sunshine Comedy Festival. Tell us what you're plugging.
I am, but can I just say like one thing about Stefano first? In all sincerity, in present company included, I feel like comedians in general, we tend to be like a little bit narcissist, and we're very
Not me.
Speak for yourself, Robin.
and we tend to really kind of just like look at us and sort of like, what's my next step? You are very much a community guy, and I've noticed that from the get-go. I mean, you're not just like, this is mine, this is mine. You're always thinking about the community and in Tampa Bay comedy in general, and it's admirable. I think
agree.
you're a really good guy.
I
appreciate it.
Yeah.
When I met Stefano, he came to Russo's, and then I came to one of his rooms, and he started asking me a few questions. I gave him my advice, and he kind of took what I said and some other stuff from elsewhere and rolled with it.
You also gave me your crate stage.
I don't want to talk about that. It died in it got in a house fire, and it's gone. It's sad. He took it to his cousin's store, and he says he had a terrible fire.
I got destroyed in a backyard wrestling match.
As in fire, we threw it in the dumpster.
Stage, man.
James.
Yeah.
Hey, can I just say one thing? Can I call out a butt plug?
Oh, we have a couple minutes here, yeah.
All right. Well,
trying to get Robin to plug her thing, but she plugged Stefano more. Go ahead.
There's some random comedian on Tampa Bay Comedy Group on Facebook who wants to talk about how funny he is and funnier than everybody. I wrote 12 jokes for tonight in 48 minutes before the show. I'm calling him out. Call in next week.
His name's Rich Hutchinson. I found out Jared Walker posted his real name. He went and posted anonymous.
I guess you're right.
Let's have a joke off live on the radio.
I guess Robin is right about comedians being narcissists.
Yeah.
The guy's literally disrespecting our community. So I agree with Scott.
Yeah.
All right, Robin, plug something. You're in a thing,
I'm going
right?
to be a part of the Sunshine Comedy Fest.
Jennifer News.
I will be a part of Florida's Finest, and it's going to be at the Greenlight Cinema, 7 o'clock. I think it goes to like 8:30. Just be there at 7 o'clock at the Greenlight Cinema, and there's going to be me, Lost Smith, and then a couple other comics that I've never worked with, but I'm looking forward to.
Which day is that, Robin?
It's Saturday, the 13th of January at Greenlight Cinema, which is somewhere in St. Pete.
That's a little bit up from Baywalk, I think, on Second
let's
Avenue.
just worry about Googling that information and move on with our plugs.
14 knots away.
Okay. Manny, you got to plug your stuff too.
We got just as a podcast, You Can't Say That. It's the letter U. It's on YouTube. We just hit 1 million views on the YouTube channel altogether, so that's cool. So
Stand for News is
definitely check
killing
it out.
bros.
Yep.
And sisters.
You know it.
All right, well, that's it, I guess. Stand up for news.
Clap, clap.
Happy
Stand
New
up for
Year.
news.
Clap, clap.
We'll stand up for you.
Clap, clap.
Stand up too. Don't sit down. Stand up now. Stand up for news. Stand up